Evening everybody. So I'm back on stage 2 of this month's Rolling with ENVE zRacing stage, which is one lap of the BRAEkfast Crits and Grits course in Scotland. But I'm in with the 330 to 450 group tonight. I'm normally in the 270 to 390. I'm trying this out to see how I can get on where I find a pack to stick with. I will not be attempting to stick with the front pack though. I'm not that optimistic, particularly not after doing it last night. So yeah, legs are a bit tired from last night, and I'm upper category, so it's more an exploration testing type event for me tonight, because with my schedule and the days switching around each week, I may need to be able to do these races at some point and enjoy them somehow. Apparently 134 in the race tonight. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so I've got a group of about 20 for now. And we're heading into Glasgow for a lap of Glasgow crit circuit. Fred's had to leave, he's got a connection problem. I don't know what time I got on the com, but the front group are almost a minute ahead already. Now we head up the long drag towards the castle corkscrew, and then 4 times round the Breakaway Brae loop, reverse. Like I might actually be in the last group, so nowhere to drop to from now. Oh dear. Here comes Castle's corkscrew for the Brae laps. Well, we collected a couple of groups as we've gone. We maybe set up a bit too fast and then paid for it. I've forgotten how many times that is. I think that's the last time up here. And now we got draggy climb up to the start pens again, and then up the com to finish. Oh. Time 1 to the max. Oh yeah, and castle corkscrew first. Oh. Can't even type 15 properly. 15 seconds of fame. Oh. So, I think the time is about 30 seconds slower. What did I get last night? 35 So 35.34, so 34 seconds slower. That's not bad. And finishing top 70. Yeah. First time up the KOM was 2 minutes 10. Yesterday it was 2. Whew. I thought I was going to be able to see my KOM time by leaving the event. Maybe if I turn right at the top of the road up here, I'll be able to see it and see how I did second time up. Oh, wonder if I can see my bit racing stuff now. No, I can't. I'll have to wait until I go to a Breakaway Pacer. But yeah, considering I was doing that off last night, doing PB efforts, this morning doing physio, and then coming back and riding in a harder category, a higher category, I wasn't aiming for times or positions or PBs or anything. I was just aiming to be able to find a group to ride with and try and enjoy the event. But it was nice to get reasonable time and reasonable times on the KOMs, etc. After only about 7 or 8 minutes into the race, I was with what was effectively the last group of any substance, which did kind of motivate me to try and stick with them and not get dropped back to the few little 1s and 2s behind, where I really would have ended up on my own or with just one other who happened to be going as slow as me. So once you drop out of the draft of a decent group, you do end up having to put in so much more effort just to maintain the same speed. Right. Don't want to go this way. That's up towards the KOM. I want to go this way in Glasgow. So yeah, that motivated me to stick with that group, which at the time was I was in like when I was at the back of that group, I was in like 101st place or something. So you know, hanging on by the thread. But I think we were the ones that went at a more sensible pace up the first KOM, knowing that we wouldn't be able to stick with the front and therefore not trying to, whereas a lot of other people tried to stick with the front, couldn't quite, and then blew up because they put too much effort in, and so they kind of came back to us over time, and we were picking off 1s and 2s and other small groups as we went. And I think the front of my group, as we went over the finish line, would have been in around 60th. So top half of the race, even though after the first KOM basically, we were the last group on the road. So I think that shows a decent example for being sensible with your pace in these drift racing score races, particularly where there's a hard effort near the front of the race. If you realistically can keep with them up the top and then stick to that pace afterwards, then go for it. Go for your PBs. Try and stick with the front. But if it's really beyond realistic expectations that you can stick with them, even with a small PB, then it can end up being better to hold your pace, keep it sensible but strong, and then come back to fade later on in the race because they've overdone it, and you find you've still got something in the tank. Admittedly, right at the end, I didn't have anything in the tank, but up until that point, I was actually surprised that I could not blow up, but just about keep my efforts for the Breakaway Brae each time, recover on the downhills, draft as we got round the loop again, and then put a bit of effort in on the Breakaway Brae again each time as we went round 4 times. So I kept my effort for those sections where people were putting up the pace, and I could easily have been dropped and would have been dropped if I didn't have anything to up the pace. And we did drop people off at the back, even though we were catching people. We dropped people as well. Yeah, I think all in all, reasonably judged tonight. 34 or 35 seconds slower than last night, but frankly, that's, oh, and there you go, look, my second time up tonight was 2:13, so although I felt really slow, I was actually 9 seconds faster going up it than last night when I went up second time, because last night I really stuck with the front group, pushed really hard to do so, and by the time I got to that KOM, even the first little section of the KOM, I was absolutely dead. Yeah, I dropped quite a few paces on that final section. Even though I got an overall 85 second PB, that was all made by me sticking with the front to begin with. But tonight, I was more even with my pace, let myself drop back to a further group, was therefore able to be a bit more even with my efforts. And yeah, 2:10 up first time at the start of the race, 2:13 at the end, shows that I did do a pretty good job of keeping my pace in check, and doing a kind of even pace race instead of putting it all out there up front and then fading. So yeah, I'll take that. If you like the video, give it a like, give the channel a subscribe, leave a comment, say hello, and I'll probably be back for Saturday tiny races, 4 o'clock in the afternoon UK time, 3 o'clock UTC time, and I'll see you then. In the meantime, don't forget, bring a towel and don't panic.